The palace gates have always stood as a symbol of permanence, of duty, of destiny. But what if I told you that the one who has been raised within those walls, the future Queen of Spain herself, has just chosen the unthinkable? Not to embrace the throne, but to leave everything behind. Yes, everything. And yet, this is not a story of loss, but of defiance, of love, of a young woman rewriting the future of a monarchy. Princess Leonor's unexpected decision has sent shockwaves through Spain and beyond. For years, the world has watched her grow, from a shy girl holding her mother's hand on public balconies, to a poised young woman stepping into state ceremonies. Every gesture, every word, every appearance carried the weight of expectation. She was the heir, the destined sovereign. But behind the glittering appearances, a question grew louder: did Leonor truly want this life? It was never a question asked publicly, of course. The Spanish crown has long been shrouded in silence, duty always placed above desire. And yet, for those who looked closely, there were cracks. A distant glance when her parents spoke of responsibility. A wistful smile when she met ordinary people her age who lived without royal constraints. The world assumed she would carry her burden without complaint. But today, we know that assumption was wrong. So what happened? What moment tipped the balance from loyalty to escape? Sources close to the palace whisper of a growing tension between Leonor's sense of duty and her yearning for freedom. Those whispers suggest it wasn't a single moment, but a chain of them. Each appearance, each speech, each carefully rehearsed smile, until finally, the chain broke. But Leonor's departure is not simply rebellion. No, it is something more profound. She is said to have told those closest to her, "I cannot serve my country by being someone I am not." With those words, she has not just left behind the palace, she has left behind centuries of tradition. And that, more than anything, is why the world is stunned. What does this mean for Spain? For her parents, King Felipe and Queen Letizia, it is nothing short of a crisis. For her sister, Infanta Sofia, it may mean a destiny rewritten. For the Spanish people, it raises a question that has not been asked so openly in modern times: is the monarchy itself still secure? And yet, within this storm, there is also a story of love. Because those same palace whispers suggest Leonor did not simply walk away into solitude. She walked towards someone whose identity has not yet been fully revealed, but whose presence in her life has grown undeniable. Could it be that love, rather than rejection, is the true reason behind her choice? If that is the case, then the parallels to history are too striking to ignore. Royals throughout time have given up crowns, lands, and titles for the sake of the heart. Think of Edward VIII in Britain, who left his throne for Wallis Simpson. Think of Denmark's Prince Joachim, who stepped back to find peace outside the crown's shadow. Could Leonor now be joining their ranks, rewriting her story with love as her compass? Still, one must ask, how does Spain react? Already, the headlines scream betrayal. Some label her selfish. Others, courageous. In Madrid, in Barcelona, in Seville, voices are divided. On the streets, some mourn the loss of their future queen. Others, especially the younger generation, praise her bravery, seeing in her decision a mirror of their own struggles between expectation and freedom. And what of Leonor herself? Where is she now? Some say she is abroad, seeking peace in a private retreat. Others believe she has crossed the border quietly, perhaps in Denmark, perhaps in the UK, perhaps in a place where no royal duties can follow her. Every rumor fuels the fire of speculation, each more dramatic than the last. But listen closely, this is not the end of Leonor's story. It is the beginning of a new chapter, one that defies the scripts written for her since birth. For the first time, she is not living for the crown, but for herself. And whether you view it as scandal or liberation, you cannot deny its impact. Because in walking away, Leonor has forced us to confront an uncomfortable truth. Perhaps the greatest act of service is not in submission, but in authenticity. Perhaps, by leaving the throne, she has given Spain something no crown could: honesty. And so we are left with questions that may linger for years. Will she return someday, pulled back by duty? Will her sister take her place? Will the monarchy itself survive this fracture? Or will Leonor's name forever be remembered as the princess who said no, who chose life over legacy? What is certain is this: history has shifted. A young woman, once bound by destiny, has broken free. And the echo of her decision will resound not only in Spain, but across Europe, across the world, wherever crowns still gleam under the weight of tradition. And so, the story continues. Not of a throne, not of a kingdom, but of a woman who dared to walk away. Princess Leonor, no longer just Spain's heir, but now the author of her own fate.